Hello and welcome back. Today we are going to show you some of the work that we hadn't quite finished yet, clearing out some of the pine trees that we cut down, but also we need to address the situation of everything growing like mad at the moment, because with spring now starting to kick in, everything's just growing crazy. Part of it was the driveway. When driving down with the car, we could just hear the grass underneath. At the moment, it's not really an issue, but if it gets drier, then that becomes a fire hazard as well. But it looks awful on top of that, so it's good to fix that as well. So yeah, we're doing a little bit of tidying up today. Hopefully you enjoy it, so follow along. The rain has come, but I'll try to carry on before things get too wet. Maybe it eases off soon. It's a new day. The sun hasn't come out yet, but at least it's dry. So let's try and finish up what we started yesterday. In various places we found bits of metal, bits of wire, bits of springs and God knows what. And there was a bit hidden in the grass here, got picked up, and now it needs untangling. And it's twisted itself around the thing.
So are we going to buy a bigger lawnmower?
Probably at some point. It does the trick for these little bits, but at some point we'll need to trim back these terraces as well, and it's just nowhere near big enough. It would take days to do it, and even these bits are quite tedious with such a small mower. It's not bad for the little niggly wiggly bits, but the doing the bulk of it this way is not very efficient. So yes, at some point we need a proper lawnmower.
Finally getting to processing all of the pine trees that we cut down. Already went through one of the piles and now there's only one left, but I think there is around 15-ish trees of different sizes in there. So let's see how long this takes me. Finally, all the trees have been processed. Just a few branches to go here to pop on this massive pile, and then a few trips with the wheelbarrow to the tree heap, so that at some point we can burn them probably. Composting is not great with pine trees, so this is going to be a burning situation. We ended up with about 37 pine stems of various sizes. The good thing is that they appear to be very straight on average. There's one really wonky one there, but on average they look to be very useful when we are going to create our raised beds. They're also quite equal in sizing, as you can see. So we've got a few here that are roughly the same size, so that will really help us create some quality raised beds version 1.0. 3 more loads. What do we think, guys? 3? Yeah, I think 3. Won't fit into 2. That'll be too much. Three. That's it for today. We're very hungry. There are some raindrops falling down. Looks like we might get some rain after all. So we're going to go in for a lunch. It's now 2:15. And with all the things we have to still catch up on, important motor racing things, it's a nice moment to stop. But we've done a lot of useful things, so that's good. And really happy that all of this is now cleared out. All of the tree rubble is gone. Hopefully we'll get some more time this week if the weather's not that bad after work, so we can move all the trees actually probably inside to not have them just here in the grass. And so even if it's raining, we might be able to do a bit of processing to get them ready for our race beds. Lunch.
Three hours later, after lunch and watching a lot of motor racing, the sun came out to play, and with the forecast being what it was, it would have been a really bad decision to stay inside and sit on the sofa. We still had a really big pile of cherry cuttings that we wanted to process, so that was an easy task to just get on with. That pile of cherry cuttings had been staring at us for months, and eventually it took us just about 2 hours to get it over and done with. So really we're happy we came out to play again, especially because the rest of the week the weather was again dire with a lot of rain, and we also needed to get some runs in, so after work our time was spent. Next week, rumour has it that the weather will get better, which hopefully means that we will be able to get going with sorting out the terrace ready for our raised beds. I hope you enjoyed us labouring away. It's always nice to watch other people work, I've heard people say, and we hope to see you in the next one.